Welcome to this short presentation about Buzz. I'm going to log in as a student and walk you through some various opportunities to understand more about how Buzz handles personalized learning. This is the home page for a student. They'll see their announcements and they'll see their to-do activities. These can be linked on and gone directly to the activity in order to complete their assignments. We're going to spend some time in the All About Buzz course today. First off, you'll see that we bring in some assignments, so we always know where the assignments are. We can move those out of the way if we want. So, what about an LMS? What is an LMS? Well, a learning management system brings all the teaching tools into one place. Why is Buzz a better choice? Well, Buzz focuses on a lot of things that differentiate learning, specifically things that allow students to have more choice and voice over their activities, including group submissions, project-based learning, badging, For Me activities, and choice folders. We'll go through a few of those to show you how they work. Let's look at choice folders first. When a student has the opportunity for choosing something out of a choice folder, they're actually co-developers of their own learning. So in this case, we'll go ahead and click on the choice activities and see some pre-vetted activities the teacher has placed in the course for the student to choose from. These could be optional or they could be extra credit. I can embed all sorts of documents into my environment. I can do Google Docs. You can see this brings that directly in and has modified my table of contents specifically for me. I could also choose other things, potentially other activities that I want to do. So I'm able to choose things that meet my interests and understanding and allow me to show that I've mastered particular outcomes. So choice folders allow me to do a lot. These choice activities could allow for submission of Google Documents, files off my hard drive, audio, video, or simply typing in my response. And then I can go ahead and submit that to my teacher for grading. If we come down and look at other ways of personalizing the data, we do a lot around what's called adaptive curriculum. What we want to do is prescribe the right curriculum based upon the knowledge the student has demonstrated in a pretest. So let's go through that process once. So I have a pretest here, and when I start that pretest, you'll see that I have a number of questions aligned to Standard 1, which are also aligned to Assignment 1.1 and Assignment 1.2. They're aligned to the same outcome. Same thing for Standard 2 and Standard 3. I can have additional assignments aligned to those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get the first 3 questions correct, and then I'm going to miss a question in Standard 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of Standard 3 questions correct in my formative assessment. When I submit this formative assessment, it's going to come back and tell me that I in fact have got some of my outcomes mastered, and I've been excused from those requirements in the course, but I still have a few more I need to work on. So you can see I missed an item in Standard 2, so those standards are still there and available for me to complete. Standards 1 and 3, because I got them correct, have been excused. So this way each student has a personalized path through their course. We also have the ability to map scores. This is kind of interesting in proficiency-based scoring. So if I came through and I got a number of these items correct, I can go ahead and not only give the student a score, but let them know additional information, whether or not I've mastered or need to take it again, for instance. If I were to look at my gradebook, if I can come up here, you can see my gradebook icon. So if I looked at my gradebook and I see score mapping, you would see that an 88 is above and beyond, so I'm good to go there. So you can map a number of things to different activities inside the course. A couple of other ways to look at personalized learning is when we differentiate instruction based upon grouping. So in this case, I've got the ability to group a series of students together for collaborating learning or peer-to-peer tutoring. So I can easily put them together. I can have permanent groups and temporary groups if I want to. but you'll see as I move through here, based upon how I'm doing and what group I'm in, certain things will happen. So in this case, you can see I've got 3 content items on my course.
Here comes Letter Getter.
Some are very easy, like the one I just looked at. Some are a little bit more difficult, a chapter book. So how do I differentiate between these 2 items? As the instructor, I have the ability to go into my course and actually organize my students together through grouping. So Jenica, who's student 1, if I put her in the honors group, she's going to see different information. I'm going to go ahead and save this and come back to my course, and I'm going to refresh, and you will see that based upon the group Jenica's in, I will actually differentiate the instruction she's going to receive. So because she's in the honors group, she gets the chapter book instead of the letter getter information. Other ways of controlling pace through the course include the ability to allow students to either learn at a slower pace or to accelerate their pace. So in this case, if I were to come in here and say, well, I'm going to jump ahead, it's going to not let me jump ahead until I can show that I've actually completed a work. So this is a good way of controlling pace in the course. If I come in here and I get these right, then it indicates that I've mastered that information, and it will allow me then to move forward in the course. So it's a very simple example of how to do that. There's other ways of incenting students. We have badging. So as you earn badges in the system, different things occur. Badges can be granted by the teacher, or they can be auto-assigned by the system. So in this case, if I get all the activities inside this particular folder correct, you'll see that in fact I get a badge. And so in this case, when I finish the playlist, I'm going to mark this as complete. I'll earn a badge, and those badges follow the Mosaic Badge API and can be sent out to the Mozilla Backpack Badge API for further use. So I've earned a badge based upon my completion of that. And badges, again, are presented over in the gradebook, and I can see that I've got them. I just won this playlist intervention badge. So a couple of other things that we can do. We provide certainly analytics for the teacher. They can deal with their metrics and tools. You have the ability to look at standards alignment, so we align everything to content and to assessments. Therefore, we can get standards-based reporting as well as formative assessments. We also have dynamic snapshots of how students are doing and instant feedback and grading on the people page. So in this case, in this particular course, as a student, I could come in and say, well, my understanding, I'm competent, my interest is very high, and I'm providing 100% effort. This immediately goes to that teacher dashboard where they can look to see which student they ought to be paying more attention to. Teachers also have the ability to self-enroll in courses. So if, for instance, there was several PD courses that you find interesting or that would help you become a better teacher around the blended learning opportunities, the system allows you to simply look at a catalog of courses and self-enroll based upon a registration code. So it's rather easy. You simply go and enter in the registration code and you're immediately enrolled in a course. So you have the ability to always be learning inside the system. We also support projects. Projects are their own little universe where we have activities to complete. There's 22 activities in this project. It has its own timeline. It has its own progress bar. You can see how things are set up. As you move through a project, you'll have detail in there that you can look at. You also can come down and open up separate projects that give you additional information that you're going to have to do within this one, providing drop boxes, benchmarks, reviews. There are course links connected to projects as well, actually throughout the course, that allow you to jump to particular items and record your notes. So this is just a journal entry, and when I post that journal entry, it hangs on to it. So again, you can do lots of things with projects in order to do more project-based learning, as well as the blended learning that you may already be considering in your course. We also have a community. You can join that community and share information amongst other teachers and allow them to see how they're mastering outcomes with their students and actually use content from their course depending upon where they have it. So this is just a quick run through. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you have an opportunity to use Buzz in your classroom soon. Thank you.